G'day technologists, Jameel here, and on this week's episode of Building Tech Sales Academy in Public, it's a special edition. Why is that? Because over the weekend, on 30th of November, I celebrated a significant milestone, which is 5 years to the day since my spiritual awakening. So what would you say is a spiritual awakening? It was a deep realization, something that came to me from the universe to go, hey man, you are not living up to your fullest potential, and you know it, and it's entirely up to you to get after what you want in life. And it's true, up until that point, I was 29 at the time, I wasn't living my authentic life. I wasn't choosing me. I barely had a clue of who I was. I was living a life that I didn't truly want. I was with a partner of 9 years at the time I wasn't really in love with. I had so much mental health problems that I wasn't even aware of. I didn't realize that I had anxiety. I didn't realize that I had had so much childhood trauma. I didn't realize that I had, parts of ADHD, even PTSD. I was a wreck inside, and I was a really hurt, traumatized, hurt boy. And I had no integrity to myself. I had no integrity to my loved ones. I was lying to them. I had cheated. I had scammed my way through life. I tried to take shortcuts. And all of those shortcuts really just hurt me in the long run. And in the lead up to where I was having this awakening, I was actually having a breakdown. I was having what's called a dark night of the soul, where my intuition and my gut was tearing me apart, where I was having anxiety attacks, I was having panic attacks. I was headed towards a life I didn't want because my partner at the time and I were planning to go on a year-long backpacking trip together and travel the world. And there was a lot of pressure to potentially propose, which I knew that I didn't really want to do, but I was honestly too much of a coward and realized I had too many attachment issues with the relationship for me to actually stand up for what I really believed in and leave. So, at the time, I just wanted to do comedy. I just wanted to do stand-up, and I was, selling tech at the time. It was my second year as an account executive at Telstra, and that was going well, but I never really considered it a career option, or I didn't think I'd have this academy. I did not think I would be a top 1% seller. I was in the grind, figuring out this game, was happy to be just, learning these lessons, getting my number, but I wanted to pursue comedy and my passion for performing and getting out into the world. And I just felt like I wasn't in the right environment to do so. But realistically, I was making a lot of excuses. I was not taking responsibility for myself. I had been overweight my entire life and would said, yeah, I'm going to get fit and get that six-pack, and never did. I just was full of shit. I was absolutely full of shit to myself. My partner, she sensed it, right? I'd made so many false promises about getting into shape or fixing things or getting better, but I just never did it. And yeah, when you are in that constant state of bullshitting and lying to yourself, it just creates a spiral. And yeah, I had been spiraling for some time, was constantly anxious, just wasn't right. I just wasn't right. And since I had that awakening, this realization moment, I've gone absolutely deep on myself. Since that moment, I had to basically reconstruct myself from the ground up and really question who I was. What did I really enjoy? Who was I inside? Because I never dared to actually look inside myself and process the hurt and wonder why, I'm so reactive all the time. Or, I always am rude and mean to people all the time. I didn't realize how much of a hurt and traumatized ego I was operating out of. So since that time, I've spent over $100,000 in myself, investing a lot of the money that I've made from tech sales into myself on every element of my life to rebuild and optimize for. So, I've spent money on elite coaches, on elite nutrition, therapists, mentors, biohacks, therapeutic tools, books, resources, you name it. all right, over $100,000. And just to rebuild myself at a physical, mental, and spiritual level. And, the results have been pretty wild. And I had to write down over the weekend and sort of reflect on what I have actually done, right? So, in the 5 years since my awakening, the growth has been immense. So, I transformed physically by losing 15 kilos in 16 weeks during the lockdowns using only elite guidance and coaching, home workouts, and precise dieting. I doubled my testosterone naturally and got rid of a lot of hormonal issues that I had at the time. I've completely transformed my mental health, going from a person that was constantly anxious, had ADHD, a lot of PTSD, a lot of trauma. And that's still an ongoing journey and will always be, but my mindset towards abundance and getting out of survival mode, it has been so important to my personal growth and developing who I am as a human being. So, career-wise, became a 2x top 1% seller at Telstra Enterprise at Cisco. Finished my tech sales career at Cisco as the number one mid-market AE in the world. I went viral, which is almost 12 months to the day today. I've launched 2 different businesses, including Tech Sales Academy. I've produced over 100 different comedy shows. I have done over 100 podcasts. I've been a mentor and a guide to dozens of people on their own growth journeys and personal development journeys, sharing what I've learned with the world. I've been a better son, a better brother, a better person in general. And most importantly, I've found purpose and faith in a higher power. And I was actually raised Muslim, but I'm not religious, but I'm definitely a spiritual being now. And, it wouldn't be without this faith in the universe and a faith in a higher version of myself. And, this great, broad game of life that we play in, right? We are players in it. And you would be a fool to not appreciate whatever God, whatever spirit you have, to be grateful that you have what you have and that we're playing this strange little game of life to begin, right? But it hasn't been all just, wins, right? It's about pulling yourself. It's about digging deep and dredging who you are as a human being and really facing into that pain and dealing with that trauma that you've been repressing your entire life. This is not pretty work. Okay, this is not just woo, just get something off Instagram and download and everything's okay. Absolutely not. You have to get into yourself, and it hurts and it feels like shit, but it is necessary. It is the medicine that you need to thrive, right? You kind of have to go backwards and uninstall the programming of what doesn't serve you inside your mind to go forward. So some of the challenges that I've had in this time, right, had some big highs, but some pretty big lows as well. So, first of all, the reason why I have this company today is being made redundant from Telstra Enterprise. Whilst I was a top 1% performer in 2021, I got made redundant during the pandemic and was just left to wallow for 6 months by myself, isolated from the rest of the world. Not cool. A couple of years ago, I ruptured my right bicep tendon 95% off and had to get it reattached and then to rehab it. I've talked about this, the 4 mental burnouts in 4 years, right? That's probably the counterbalance of doing all the things I talked about before, is that I could probably manage myself a little bit better, all right? It's not a perfect run here, folks. Managing my anxiety, my trauma, ADHD. I've had numerous panic attacks. I live almost in consistent anxiety, right? And have to manage that daily, right? It's not like I'm out here just being some fucking superhero, folks. It is a constant battle of getting out of my anxious mind, being in the body, being more present in life. I have burnt through $100,000 twice in the last 3 years trying to build businesses, including right now. I am stone broke, ladies and gentlemen. Holy shit. But it's part of the game, right? Money's not really the big issue here, but still, I've lost a few things. And now, as we know, I'm dealing with a pretty major family breakdown and have to put my entire life on hold to help rebuild it. And, I've been carrying the world on my fucking shoulders for the last few months, right? So this has not been easy work. It has been a roller coaster. It has been a wild journey, but I'm grateful for it all, right? This is the path. This is, I've said this, there's synchronicities in life that that illuminate the way. The universe, when you are pure in intent, when you are aiming towards the highest good, right? When you have that clear passage to gratitude to God, to the universe, clear in the heart, good intentions, putting good out into the world without, any self-interest. Amazing things happen. Amazing things happen. And that's part of the success that I've had, in my tech sales career, is not really thinking about me and my interests and my target. It's just about solving problems for the customer and being real about it. To now, going through this journey of building this business, having, top sale after top sale, up to, top 1% seller, to going viral, right? These steps have all unfurled in the path. Every time I go through a challenge, and through, the universe provides. That's what's important to say there, is that every time I go through the challenge, the universe provides what I need in ways I could not even have imagined. And it's happened recently with the job that I've got at Essentia, with just the way that life is turning out right now. We're back on the way up, and I only have the big dog up there to appreciate for that, right? So today, it feels strange to be talking about this stuff in public. It still feels a bit weird and cringy, I have to admit, but this is the real work that I want to get into, right? Teaching people my systems and my processes, because life, look, despite all the challenges I've got in life, it's a beautiful thing. And I am grateful for what I've got. Every time the universe takes something away from me, like it has now, like being here on a pile of rocks in the middle of buttfuck nowhere, Australia, I know that greater things are coming. And, when you do this work, and you really start to heal yourself and become a more integrated human being, and you are self-actualizing, the heart becomes full, the cup runneth over, and you feel compelled to put this out into the world, to talk about it, to teach others, to be a bastion of positivity and broadcast that out into the world, because you want this for other people. I've been doing this now and talking about this stuff for a few years now. On my podcast, The Binge Thinker, I did 100 episodes of that, where I did talk about all of this self-optimization, spirituality, all of these sorts of things. And, the mentees that I've got, a lot of them are driven, conscious individuals that are looking to me not just for the technology sales part, but for the guidance, the mentorship. How the hell have you done this, right? How have you put this together? And I'm happy to share. And that's what this business is, folks. Is like the long-term vision of this is to provide you guys the tools, the systems, the processes that have helped transform me, and I know they'll transform you. And yeah, it's about putting everything that's worked, no bullshit, authentic, real, to you, in service to you, the community, and to the universe. Because now, through this journey, I've realized if you just give, if you just share, amazing things happen. Amazing fucking things happen. So, yeah, man, I can't believe I'm here. I can't believe I'm doing this. The guy who I was 5 years ago wouldn't have had a fucking clue I was going to do this. Not a goddamn clue. But this is the path. This is the path that opens. This is the way the universe unfurls. And you just have to see the synchronicities as they line up and continue to leap with faith into them, right? And that's what I've been doing. That's what this business is. It's been a leap of faith. I've been going all in. I've gone, jumped off Cisco, and people were like, you're crazy. Why would you leave? You just got all this cash and you just got recognized. And then when I went to Thailand, you're fucking crazy. Why are you throwing all your stuff away? Why are you going to Thailand? Right? I don't know. I have to listen to this gut, man. I've reconnected with the soul, the gut, intuition, and as much as I can, I'm trying to make decisions that are wholly and solely based on that and listening to that voice. And yeah, man, this is the journey. This is being on the cutting fucking edge of your life. And, the path for me is completely self-determined. And that's a scary place to be, but it's also pretty fucking cool. There is something about being on the cutting edge of your life by taking risk that is exhilarating, right? It's the thrill of the kill. And, you know, if you feel that call to more, I'm right here with you, right? I'm probably a few steps ahead, and I'm helping you up, just like in the tech sales stuff, right? It's really, this business is about me being, you know, a few steps ahead of people in different elements of life, different dimensions of life, and, you know, pulling you up with me, right? And just going, don't step there, right? This is the best way. You take my 10,000 hours, take my lessons, take my pain, I alchemize them into insights for you, and you enjoy them. That is this business to a fucking T. G'day folks, Jameel here. I was editing the podcast and then realized way too late that there was a technical glitch. My audio dropped off in the second half of this episode, where I was going to take you through some top 10 moments and top 10 lessons from the 5 years. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to park that. I just wanted to say thanks for watching. Cheeky little plug for the Academy. Again, the life school in there has the fundamentals of the stuff I've talked about with the transformation. In time, I will be adding more resources to that, adding, you know, videos and how-tos and guides very similar to what I've done with the tech sales stuff. If you've got any questions around transformation, you know, you're feeling what I'm talking about, you want help in the journey, please hit me up. Hit me up in the Academy, hit me up on LinkedIn, wherever you found me. Send me a message or comment down below, right? I'm here to help. Thank you very much for your time and attention. Hopefully this gave you some insight into the depth of what I'm doing here. And yeah, we just keep plugging away, baby. This is the game from now on. But thanks again, and I'll talk to you guys next week. Ciao for now.